Yeah, good afternoon to members of the media. Thanks to you. A big congratulations to the players. I thought first to start, the performance was very, very good. We played well, we were in control, and we gave 0 chances first half, second half even. And we created a lot of chances. It's just a pity we didn't take even some of the situations that we created. So we take the 1-0, and now we have to go for the second half. But a big congratulations to Mamelodi Sundowns, the players in particular. And then I also want to say massive congratulations to the Yellow Nation, the fans, because today they turned up. Today they pitched. Today they played the game with us. And Rhulani Mokwena's cry for help was received with warmth and a very humble reaction, and fantastic turnout from the Yellow Nation, fantastic performance from the Yellow Nation in the stands on both sides of the stadium today, which was amazing, and a big congratulations to them for the support and for the performance.
Thank you, Coach. Members of the media, to opportunity to ask questions. Your name and publications, please.
Afternoon, Coach. Arabo Murishane from Tax FM. First off, congratulations on the victory today. I just wanted to ask, today the team looked a lot more aggressive and they looked to attack with a lot more intent compared to Tuesday evening. Was there anything that you changed within the preparation for today's game, and how are you going to prepare for the game going to Cairo?
It's a good question, and I wish I could say I changed anything, but today we were 11. That was the biggest difference, is that today we were 11 for most of the game, and on Tuesday we were 10, and then that of course influences the game. But yeah, as I say, it's probably that's the biggest difference.
Good afternoon, Coach. Congratulations on the victory. Coach, what's Rivaldo Kutia? I don't know, playing as a half centre back, half six, both positions. He seems to be in a color of his own. I mean, he's so much, beautiful with the ball at feet. His passes as well. Coach. Is he someone that, at training he sees, passes and patterns only he can see? And how good do you think a player is for you to have him at Sundowns?
No, we're lucky to have the squad we have. I think we've got a very good squad. We've got some very, very good players. Rivaldo happens to be one of them. I think sometimes as coaches we like to take a lot of credit, but it's really not that. If you look at Rivaldo's career, and maybe with the benefit of having seen him as a youngster where he played at Ajax in the under-19s as a six and sometimes as a centre back. And then he progressed with his career. He played centre back professionally, and then he came to Sundowns. Initially played centre back, then played as our register, and then moved into a position deeper again. So I think there's been, fortunately, the stars have aligned in his career, and he's overcome and worked very hard to overcome a lot of setbacks. Incredible human being, but as I always say to you, I can say the same about almost each and every single one of these players. Talented footballers, but even greater human beings.
Okay. Coach Mazola from SABC. The second leg, we're just asking Coach Kola now, obviously just how, they are a stubborn side in Cairo, obviously, and when you've gone there and done well, you've had strikers. This time around, I don't know what the medical report is, but it looks like you might go there without Lucas or Peter. Just how hard was, especially given, 80 something at some point, ball possession, but without a striker, if you have one or two, the margin is probably higher. Could you do that in Cairo?
It's a very good question again. But we've got a goal in Cairo, we know that, and they know that also. I think that also stresses them a lot. The message that they've got is they know Sundowns can score in Cairo, and you could see a little bit the frustration from the players when they walked off the pitch, because I would presume that having had something very similar in the previous rounds, and maybe even in the MTN 8 we had something similar where we went away and home first, and even last season with the Champions League when we brought a 0-0 in Morocco, the stress was not to concede, and that's going to be very stressful for them. The first thing that they've got to think about is Sundowns mustn't score an away goal. And so let's see what happens. It's only half time, and it's going to be an interesting game. But as I said, I think they also know that Sundowns have got a goal in Cairo, if not two.
Coach, congrats on the.
Thank you, Mahlatsi.
I saw the embrace you had with Tapelo after he scored. He celebrated with the teammates, and then it was quite emotional. For his side, you'll correct me if I'm wrong. Was it maybe him thanking you for backing him, and for you some sort of vindication, because there's been some dissenting voices among the fans that he's probably not good enough to be playing for Sundowns?
No, he doesn't need to thank me. If there is any backing, if there is any support, it is just me doing my job. I don't think so. I think I embrace almost all the players when they score. I think this one was a little bit emotional because if 40% of my halftime team talk was directed to Tapelo about certain movements, and I think that's why it was a little bit more emotional. Than he realized that what I had been advised to do actually works, which spaces to take up, but that's also the talent that he has. He's a talented kid. He's 19. We're quick to forget, but history should always teach us this thing, especially with Sundowns, is that our players always improve. So we've got to be patient. We were patient with Cassius, we were patient with Neo, we were patient with Sailor, we were patient with Debza, so a lot of Grant. At the level that Grant played at today, I mean, zero mistake. Ronza, unbelievable. They take risks. They are brave. So Maseko, for sure, also Mshishi, again, we've also tried to elevate and put to a different level than before a couple of seasons. So, but all the players that we train improve, and that's one of the most important things that I must tell you, Mahlatsi, I put myself under pressure for. Number one is I try to make sure that I improve the players, and that's number one. And if the day I feel I can't is the day maybe I shouldn't coach this club anymore. So they will improve, Maseko will improve. We just need to be patient, as I cried for patience with Cassius last season, and we saw an incline, and it will never be a linear progression. There will be ups, downs. For young kids, it's like that, and you've got to accept. But it's the downs and the dips that actually help them to get better and to improve. And I'm sure that a player that already possesses so much natural ability, God-given ability, he's got weapons. He's got a goal. He's got a dribble, and he's got speed. And those are three very important weapons in modern football. And then it's just for us to continue to work on him and seeing pictures and understanding the game from a holistic and a global perspective, and not isolate phases of the game. And that's one thing we are trying to work to. He has to understand that a good offensive position means a good defensive position. That's the biggest thing, and he'll get there. He needs a little bit of time, but he'll get there.
Okay, thanks. No, Arise Gumra.
Khutacho from Hopala Radio.
Khutacho.
Rhulani, I wanted to ask, Sundowns has become very good in playing the ball out like from the back, like giving it to like Rhulani to play out. But today we saw that he nearly conceded a goal in his casualness. Is that like something perhaps that like worries you in the game, or it's something that you are building him so that he can be part of the team and not solely be like a keeper?
Yeah, I'll answer the question even though I don't like the question, but I'll answer it out of respect. Not that I don't like the question, but maybe I wouldn't use the word casualness because it's not the right reflection, you know. And we must just be a little bit cautious in describing these situations. And had he conceded, I would take the full blame for it, 100%, because I influence it, I instruct them to do it, I train it, and of course, if it works, we look like geniuses. If it doesn't work, we look like fools, and I would be the first one to take the responsibility. So. Incredible player. I don't even use the word keeper. I say incredible player. What a footballer Rhulani is. He's incredible. How many times have you seen him succeed with exactly the same topic of playing from the back and providing us with possibilities of not only creating chances but scoring goals from situations. I can mention so many where we score because Rhulani is brave enough to start from the back, and that's very important for us, because then they commit an extra number, and then when they commit, we can get to the next line and attack the next line. And then first half, two of our biggest chances came because our centre backs, AB, okay, and Grant, two our big chances on the left side came in the first half because our centre backs were so brave to drive in, you know. So yeah, I understand your question, and hopefully you also understand my response to your question.
Thank you, Coach. There's a question there at the back.
Coach Maskepa, Power FM.
Why are you sitting at the back today?
Because I can't put my phone there.
Oh.
There. Yes. Does it bother you, Coach, when you give Ahly nothing, but you've got so many chances and you are only able to take one, which, you know, came from a situation that I think even when you looked at, you probably didn't see a goal, but in situations where you were seeing goals, they were not coming. And when you also look at how things have gone in competitions against Wydad, where you would do well in the first leg and then it turns out to be completely different when you don't have goals in the second half, in the second leg. And also the issue of the final, Coach, because this is something that, you know, you speak to fans, they're saying, sure, we're doing well in semi-finals, but can we crack this thing and get to the final? Is it something that keeps you alive, awake at night? This thing that we need to get to a final?
I can tell you that I already stay awake at night, so a lot of stress and a lot of work. Sometimes, especially the last couple of weeks, sleeping only at 5 a.m. because we've got so much that we've got to improve and try to help the players to get better. I would like to be the optimist in that perspective of the chances and say to you that I would rather have had taken this one. And of course, because at 0-0 and 1-0 is a completely different perspective. And so to take the one of the many chances that we've created, for me, is a positive. The bigger positive is that we are creating the chances, even though we probably have none of our strikers or regular offensive players available. So for our team to still do what they do and play the way they play and create the number of chances that they create, for the selflessness and the you know, the putting the team first, you know, I don't know what you call it, you know, the Mshishi puts the team first because he says, okay, I've been playing in the 10, but you need me as a false 9, or closer, I'm there. Maseko, I'm closer, I'm there. Gaston, Sirino, I'm closer, I'm there, even though I'm a winger, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of positives that we can take out, and I'd rather stay on that side. Even though I know now we've got to knuckle down now and focus on what's going to be a very difficult second leg.
Thanks, Coach. We'll take the last 2 questions, Kamuhiat and Neo. Let's start with Neo.
No is a regular, yeah.
Sorry, Coach. Thanks. Now, Masana on a fan blog. Coach, yesterday you gave a beautiful analogy of a chameleon, and so your team this season seems to have found a balance between playing the way you want and pragmatism, and you see it in one-red defense. Like today I saw a situation where Mdau ushers, I think it was the winger, I can't remember who it was, Ali winger, and Ronan celebrates that moment. Do you guys make it an effort now to emphasize on the defensive part of your game, or something like that, to emphasize on the defensive part of your game and be passionate when you're on the ball?
Sure. You guys are on fire today. You're asking very good questions, actually. Another very good question. We emphasize a lot of intangibles, and in the game of football, the intangibles unfortunately influence mainly a lot the defensive aspects, but we focus a lot on the intangibles: body language, intensity, aggression, and these aspects. But we try to use references and models to examples to encourage more of these type of actions. You know, if you remember last year, I was a Champions League match. I think it was Wydad, if I'm not mistaken. There was a counter-attack and Sailor made a last-minute tackle sprint, like 40, 50 meters to recover, and we celebrated it as if it was a goal. And we highlight these things because those are the intangibles. There's a set piece against Petro, where last week where Tebza puts his body on the line, it hits him on the face, and then there's a second ball and AB just puts his body on the line. And so these are actions that when we do video analysis and we do the corrections, we highlight a lot, because they influence how we want to play, and they influence the intensity we want to play it, the personality of the team. But for sure, it's definitely very true. Not necessarily about defensive organization, because as I said, how you defend is how you attack, and a good defensive action is actually a good offensive action if taken correctly with the right decisions and also the right understanding and cooperation amongst each other. You know, so yeah. Good question again now.
Coach,
sure,
for kickoff, congratulations.
Last question.
Congratulations on the win, first and foremost.
Thanks,
just looking ahead at the second leg, over the past 2 seasons, you guys have been unbeaten in Cairo. I just wanted to ask, you guys have not only have the results improved, the performances as well. You guys have been able to impose yourselves tactically in Cairo. Not a lot of teams are able to do that.
Yeah.
What do you guys attribute this success to, and how do you cultivate such a culture to be bred in the club?
No, what do I attribute it to? Number one, okay, again, very good question. Number one, I think the talent. The players are very good football players. The game of football belongs to the players, and before anything else, that's always the biggest advantage. And then number two, I think their brotherhood, and I think there's been a culture at the club that was created even long before I arrived of winning things and of excellence, and that you can attribute it to the structure of the club, starting from the leadership and the ownership of the Motsibe family, and leading all the way down to senior management and even under different coaches, because the success has been maintained throughout with different groups and different leaders, but still the success has continued, and so it would be very difficult for me to take responsibility or credit for it. You know, this club is an incredible football club run by an incredibly generous and humble family, and our responsibility is to try to always give back, you know, serve the football club, serve the fans, give the best that we can for the fans of this football club, and try to continue the legacy. And it's a legacy of excellence, it's a legacy of results, and hopefully we can continue with that level of focus and the humility, and stick together and continue to fight for that.
Thank you. I'm sure you can squeeze that one in, Coach. Just your thoughts on the Springboks.
I'm not gonna pretend to be a rugby fanatic, because if I can tell you what was happening last night to me when I was watching, I had my laptop on, and then I had my phone and my iPad, and on my laptop was an Ahly match. The TV screen in front of me in the hotel was the rugby match. On my iPad was a book I had just downloaded before kickoff. The title of the book was Coaching Rugby for Dummies. And I thought that was really applicable, because I honestly felt like a dummy watching that. And then on my phone I had ChatGPT, that thing, you know, the AI thing. I kept asking questions like, why is there a penalty after a try? how many points do you get for a try? And when is it a try? What does it, because I'm listening to the referee also speaking to the players. But what I can tell you is I saw the stove was hot. That's one thing I could feel. There was a lot of pressure. But congratulations to the Springboks. They've made the entire country proud. We hopefully it rubs off on, you see how, and we deserve this happiness. You know, we are a country that goes through a lot. We must thank Coach Rassi, is it? No? Yeah. Yeah, and Coach Jacques, the entire technical team. You see why I need ChatGPT, because and we must thank even the captain Siya Kolisi and his incredible group. They've shown that number one, that in South Africa we do have talent. You know, we are just as good as the rest of the world, and they displayed that. And that we can beat even the best in the world, because that's what they did. They beat the All Blacks, who are considered the best in the world. So congratulations, and we want to thank them for giving us happiness, and we want to thank them for inspiring us as South Africans to dream and to try to achieve more in our own spheres and areas of operation. Congratulations, and very proud and well done.
Thank you, Coach. Congratulations to you, and